Our entree meal starts with a skewered Slender Man, served on a side of creepy children's paper drawings.
I think I'll pass. I don't like that.
Very good, sir. Perhaps you would prefer a fried Huggy Wuggy ring.
Not in the mood for fried stuff.
Perhaps, then, you would like a bendy-styled ink drink? It's made from pen ink, which has been aged since the late 1920s.
Sure. I wouldn't really call this a meal, though.
Then perhaps you would like our classic Freddy Fazbar, made from 100% real chocolate.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll have that as a dessert.
Finally, we can offer this new import from a distant town. Seasoned railroad tarantula with a side of pickles.
Ugh! What the? It's alive? So, as some of you may know, I have been highly anticipating the game Choo Choo Charles. Everyone knows the memes and creepypastas of Thomas the Tank Engine, where he is this eldritch horror of unfathomable destruction and death. However, we have never seen a concept of a monster steam engine realized in any other major media outside of YouTube videos. That is, until now. Ever since I found out this game was in development, I've been eagerly waiting to play it. I even talked about it in Degani's video. Go watch that, by the way. I wanted this game to be great, and I knew I had to make a video on it when it released. Like and subscribe, by the way. And now that I got my hands on the game and played it, it was alright. I think overall it succeeded in its goal of being a good horror game featuring a Thomas-like enemy trying to eat you. But this game has some rough corners that I feel should be addressed. With that being said, let me start with what I did like from the game, because there is a lot about this game that is very good. In this game, we are a bounty hunter who is hired on a hunt to kill Charles. At the beginning of the game, you are given your own train which has a railgun attached used to shoot Charles with. You are tasked with traveling the island, upgrading your vehicle with scrap, fighting the island cult, defending yourself against Charles, and figuring out a way to kill him once and for all. That's basically the gist of the game, and if that seems like it isn't a ton, you would be right. This game is very short, and I beat it in one sitting. However, what is here is decent enough, and this game does shine in many small parts. For starters, this game's atmosphere and the overall design of the enemy characters are great. Charles is designed very well, and actually his design works well with the gameplay. His bright red color helps you make sure that you can see him in the distance, and when you hear his train whistle in the distance, it isn't too hard to figure out where the noise came from so you can prepare for his attack. Except for when he's in front of you, then you have to kind of like go past him. Shit. Heck, the effect was so good that it even ingrained like a sort of muscle memory in me. Even when I was going shopping for groceries, I was doing double takes in my car when red cars would pass. This game gets in your head. The boss battle was also really well done, even if a little easy. I like how Charles not only becomes more grotesque in appearance, but also changes his gameplay style to become harder to hit. Also, the cult members which are stationed in the hideouts throughout the map are also designed very well. Every single part of the game for the most part is designed perfectly, and the normal gameplay keeps me immersed throughout the whole experience. The gameplay loop is pretty good, doing odd jobs in order to upgrade your vehicle with scraps and collecting guarded eggs. The gameplay here is very good for what is offered. After the first 10 minutes, I easily felt comfortable with playing the game and enjoyed myself for the 3 hours I took beating it. There was even this part in the game which was basically like a Slender Man game recreation. This was so scary, and I was actually terrified at this minigame, especially since the spirit that chases you makes this weird chugging noise when it gets closer. I feel like it implies some sort of connection to Charles. Heck, some of the minigames in this game are done so well that after I beat them, I need to mentally readjust to the main game because I got so deep into the rhythm of the other mini games I played. It was just as if I played a different game. If you want some confirmation bias, I would say yes, you should get this game. It's a bit short, but I think it's worth the $20. However, it's not perfect. I think the main issue with the game is that it's unpolished. There are problems with the game where maybe if it was developed a bit more, it would have come out excellent. I think the first glaring issue I had with the game are the NPCs, specifically the island folk that you meet throughout the entire game. They don't talk. For some reason, the characters' mouths aren't animated at all throughout the whole game. And compared to everything else in the game, they seem very low poly and have low res textures. I don't know why it's like this. If I remember correctly, before these human game characters were introduced, we were going to have these more simple human designs for the NPCs, which I feel like would have been much better in this case. Even a simple mouth movement would have been enough. I know this is an indie project, but it really breaks the immersion when they are lore dumping on you and are just not doing anything. There isn't a ton of backstory revealed to us in this game, at least from what I could gather, but there are some story elements that don't seem to add up very well. I have an issue with the gameplay outside of the train itself. All you can do is run around and collect stuff, which is weird since we are supposed to be a monster hunter. We are ready to fight the demonic Charles, but we can't fight anyone unless we are bringing the train along, or bring everyone to the train. I kid you not, the only way I was able to fight the cult members was by luring them to my train and then using the railgun on them. It was kind of a chore, especially since sometimes I had to lead them on for long distances, and also other times they would accidentally damage my vehicle. At least when you do defeat someone, they stay dead, so it's not like the cult members respawn. With that being said, it's not the worst thing in the world. We are very fast and have no stamina meter, so it would be possible theoretically to do a pacifist run. It's just more difficult the way it's set up right now. And fighting in the train for the most part is pretty good. The variety of guns you can get are great, but the railgun has no crosshair, or at least it has a misaligned crosshair. Neither does the rocket launcher, arguably the best gun in the game. So I often missed a lot of shots because of it, which is strange because when you are walking around on foot, you do have a crosshair indicator. So like, where does it go? There's also a weird stealth mechanic in the game, but also not. So basically you are able to sneak past some of the cult members by sneaking behind them, knowing where they are by their whistling. But you don't have a crouch or crawl mechanic. You just have leaning from side to side. The lack of crouch means that a lot of the times I got caught around seemingly impossible to see corners, and it even resulted in my death a few times. But again, you can just run from them and you will probably be fine. The dialogue of the game is pretty good overall, but sometimes things just don't work. I hate the pickle lady. The developer was trying to make this part of the game funny, but it's just not. It would have been better if the game was just scary throughout. So yeah, I think that sums up all my thoughts on this game. It's a pretty good game overall. However, it has a few problems which keep it from being a great game. It's just a charmingly good game at the end of the day, and it also sets up the possibility of a sequel, so I guess look forward to that. This game is an obvious passion of love from the developer 2-Star Games, and despite its faults, I do recommend this game for anyone thinking to get it. Just don't expect some sort of crazy long experience, and maybe try and act like you aren't the Flash for optimal immersion. Oh shoot, I just realized I'm gonna be late for a dinner party I was invited to. I should get going. Hey! You! We now have merch! We are selling a ton of merchandise right now, so you can wear Mikeonut. Oh, wait, we got so much cool stuff. So let me show you some of our cool things that you can get right now. Get a Mikeonut shirt. Get a shirt with Phoebe and Dot on it. Get a Mikeonut phone case, which is also MagSafe compatible, or an AirPods case holder. We got stickers, which you can add on to stuff you already have. It instantly makes them cooler. And the more you add, the cooler it gets. The effect stacks. We also got small cherry stuff. Here's a small cherry shirt and a sticker. Finally, I have this really special line called the Artisan Series. For a limited time, you can pick up merch which feature art from my friends, but they will go away forever after a few months and be replaced by a new limited edition shirt. Each of these pieces are unique and are even numbered based on when they were made. For the launch of the shop, we have 2 shirts in the Artisan Series available. One by me and then another by my friend Gabe. So go get them now while you can. For the launch of the shop, we have a special discount code which will save you 10% in store. So go get some cool stuff when you can.